Hey, what's up everyone? I haven't done one of these in a while, so bear with me if this is cringeworthy. Today I'm doing a sort of book review Tuesday / book recommendations for the summer. So without further ado, let's get started. The first series I'm going to talk about is the Mortal Instruments series. Now yes, this isn't all of the books, that is because I have not finished all of them yet and I'm currently in the middle of them. The reason why I'm recommending this for the summer is because it is so easy to fall in love with all the characters and become obsessed with this series. And there's actually a TV series for it going on, and the second half of the second season is actually going on right now. It's going to go on through a lot of the summer. So I really recommend this. It's about a girl named Clary who basically is she has an incident where she ends up finding out about this whole world of shadow hunters, which are people that basically like kill demons and monsters, and she didn't know that she was a shadow hunter herself, and it's a story of her self-exploration in some sense. It's a whole wide world of new introductions. There's gay characters in here, there's straight characters in here, there's bisexual characters in here. It is just a great series overall. The next book I'm recommending is A Work in Progress by Connor Franta. Now the reason why I'm recommending this one is because last month in May his second book came out, Note to Self. I have not read that one yet, but I have read this one, and this one was phenomenal. Even if you don't like Connor Franta, it's almost just his story of self-exploration and how he came to be a YouTuber, and it is a great read, very LGBTQ plus orientated. I would recommend everybody to read this, even if they aren't a huge Connor Franta fan. And in case you can't tell, it's also sort of a quick read, so it doesn't take too long, and it's amazing. Before I show this next book, bear with me and listen to what I have to say about it before you immediately say, I'm not reading that, or I've already read it and it sucks. Insurgent. This is the second book in the Divergent series. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because I recently finished reading it, and there's a lot to do with Amity in here, which is the peaceful, kind faction. And one thing about Amity is it has a lot of like summer colors in it, so it sort of reminds me of summer. Anyways, why I'm recommending this is because most people start saying, oh, starting with Insurgent, the series just goes downhill and it sucks. I would say that the first book is better than the second, but this book offers such a great new perspective on PTSD. It is the best portrayal of PTSD that I've ever seen. Personally, I do struggle with PTSD myself, so this book just sort of brought more light onto the subject of PTSD, and I just thought it was portrayed well. It's not perfect. No book can perfectly portray a mental disorder since it varies from person to person, but it is very good. I recommend reading it from that point of view. Don't read it from the point of view that, oh, this is gonna suck, everybody says it sucks. Just try it. You might not like it, but I highly recommend reading this from a mental disorder perspective. The next book I'm recommending is 10 by Gretchen McNell. This book is, I don't know if this is all around the world or if this is just in the Northwest, this book, like where they sell it. Anyways, it's a sort of horror mystery book. A bunch of teens go to an island and it's supposed to be like romantic for some of them where they can hook up, but little do they know that it's actually, there is somebody trying to murder people. It was scary reading it, yes, but after I finished reading it, I said this is a phenomenal read. I'm not normally one for scary books, but this book was amazing. The next book I'm introducing, not many people have actually read this book, and some of the characters are really frustrating in this book, but if you just stick with it, it's actually a good book, and it slowly brings in the idea of werewolves. It's called Unleashed. It's part of the Wolfspring Chronicles. It's the first book. I highly recommend reading this one if you like werewolves. Yes, the main character is really frustrating, but it is great. I chose this book because of how creepy the cover looked. I didn't really register in my brain that it was Wolfspring Chronicles, so it was sort of shocking to me, the whole werewolf thing coming in. But anyways, it is great. It leaves on a cliffhanger that made me want to read the next book, but I haven't gotten around to reading it yet. So the final book that I'm recommending for the summer is Article 5 by Kristen Simmons. Now, I know what you're saying, this book doesn't have a cover. Well, I was eyeing this book at a secondhand bookstore for a really long time, and I don't know why I kept eyeing it. I mean, it doesn't even have a cover on it, so yes, I got this really cheap. But I picked it up because something was intriguing about it. And boy, I should have picked it up earlier. This was one of the best books that I have ever read. I know I'm showing you a blank book right now. It's one of the best books I've ever read. It's sort of a post-apocalyptic, like war-torn country, and but there's also like training academies that are really strict. Anyways, there's this girl that through a series of events, she is sent into one of those intense training camps, and her best friend for life had been sent to a military camp where he changed and became more rough, and it's basically their story of survival. A lot of the injuries in here are actually realistic, which I really appreciated because a lot of books aren't that realistic. So yeah, I highly recommend reading this book. I haven't read any of the other ones in the series yet, but they are on my list of what to read next. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys check out some of these books. If you do read any of these books, please let me know in the comments, or tag me in an Instagram picture, or tweet at me. I'm Sugoishon on all forms of social media. I hope this was at least slightly enjoyable for you guys to watch. Have a great start to your summer, and just so that you guys know, I am going to Europe in July, so I'll try to vlog some then, but it'll be really varied. Okay, bye!